Not too long ago, I had posted about how one can move a chemtrail with spirit, that the natives would do a rain dance to make it rain when they needed their crops to get water. Well, there's actually a thing to that. When I was a young girl, I was into Dragon Ball Z a lot. I was really into Dragon Ball Z a lot. Like, I'd come home from school, watch it. I think I'd record each episode too, but I no longer have those records. They don't have the really awesome scene where Goku is generating the bomb, but it does take him some time to generate the spirit bomb, as he calls upon all living things to supplement him with energy to defeat this great enemy. I think it was Vegeta at the time. The first time I had seen him generate the spirit bomb. Um, but as he's generating the bomb, there's this cascading crystal sound, and it takes up the whole scene. That sound. It takes quite a bit of time for him to manifest the spirit bomb, but once he gathers it all, it's a very powerful weapon. So there's some videos on it, but none of them I've seen got the generating bomb, like that time that transcends. I think that it might be starting here.
There's just one way to stop it. The power of the spirit bomb. Here we go. The rivers, the trees, the wind, all the living things in nature. Please offer me your energy. I ask of you, please. Here it comes. All right. There, it's done. This won't stop it. Nothing. I only needed just a few more seconds. It would have been gone for good. I have no more power. Just let myself. There's just one way to stop it. The power.
The spirit bomb. And there's also
How many spirit bomb variants are there? The spirit bomb is one of Goku's most iconic techniques, but important as it is, how many variations does this powerful technique have? Large spirit bomb, a more powerful version of the original smaller one that Goku used against Frieza.
it's
Super
not
spirit
this
bomb,
one
the
I'm
most
thinking
used Dragon
about.
Ball Z spirit bomb variant. Goku uses it against Kid Buu while transforming into Super Saiyan, pushing back against the Ultra Spirit Bomb, the strongest version of the Spirit Bomb. It is used against Omega Shenron in Dragon Ball GT, using energy from all the universe. Gigantic Spirit Bomb, a combination of Broly's gigantic blast and Spirit Bomb, used by Broly in Dragon Ball Fusions and Dokkan Battle. Absorption Spirit Bomb, a technique utilized by Goku while in his Super Saiyan state. He absorbs the Spirit Bomb in order to deal a mortal blow to Android 13. Revenge Death Ball, a negative version of the Spirit Bomb that is Baby's characteristic technique. Instant Spirit Bomb, a combination between Spirit Bomb and instant transmission utilized by Goku in the Hachiai OVA's alternative ending, in where Super Saiyan Goku charges a Spirit Bomb and teleports through the enemy to hit him with a point-blank blast in order to let Spirit Bomb reach him from. How many Spirit Bomb variants are there? The Spirit Bomb
It's
is
not
one of
really
Goku's
that
most
one,
iconic
but
techniques, but important as it is, how many variations does this
I
powerful
could always
technique
go
have?
back.
Large Spirit Bomb.
Maybe not that one. These are just the launches. Like, it's the generating part that is the most important when you're coming up against a chemtrail. Like, you got to get out there early before they've got it 100%. You want to get out there when you start hearing them. You start seeing the lines and the formation. You want to start there and mix in with that. It's what you say.
Spirit Bomb is one of Goku's iconic finishing moves. We know that King Kai taught Goku this move, and in order to use the move, you have to have a pure heart so that you can gather energy from the plants and trees and other people. Because if your heart is not pure, you can damage yourself or hurt yourself. But the Spirit Bomb has been used on a ton of enemies and a ton of situations. Which one is your favorite? The Fusion Spirit Bomb, whenever Krillin and Goku used it against Vegeta in the Attack of the Saiyans, or a large Spirit Bomb which was used on Frieza and the planet Amazon. The Spirit Bomb absorption back in the Android 13 Goku used that on that android. The second Spirit Bomb was Kid Buu whenever Goku turned Super Saiyan and killed Buu with the bomb. That one was crazy. Last but not least, Goku used this Spirit Bomb in terms of power. Gather all the energy from your seven Super Saiyan. But you know, there's a bunch of different Spirit Bombs. Which one? Spirit Bomb is one of Goku's iconic.
I'm not sure if it's that one I'm thinking about. It's not that one. Like, I went through all of these and then I remembered, and now I don't really remember. Ocean Dub.
That happens a lot, but safely could have happened.
They want me to get premium. I don't really want to.
Goku, our friend, who rescued me from death itself. There's no doubt. Everyone, please, raise your hands up. Send me your energy now. Ah, yes, you're right, Father. It is him. Do as he bids us, Upa. Raise your hands. Everyone, raise your hands. It's okay. Don't be afraid. He's a very good man.
The people of the rain dance.
Anyway, you can spare some energy. Here you are, my friend. Take our energy. Use it as you please. Beat him, Goku! Show him what true power is! Those distance! Please raise your hand! We need more energy! I think I know that voice. It's Goku! Yeah! Oh my gosh, I think you're right, Ader! Here, Goku! If it feels good, then good!
Yeah. That's how it works. Take some time. And then there's also
The end is at hand! You and this entire planet will be reduced to nothing but dust!
just like the chemtrail over the sun. That purple bruise. The dark disc. Piccolo, he's my favorite.
Goku, is it ready? Yes! It's complete! Come on, do it! Daddy!
Look how big that thing is compared to his. Pop goes a weasel.
No, that's impossible!
Boom. Well, I was always into the spirit bomb and Goku used it. It's my favorite part. But I didn't know back then I'd ever need it. But on the real though, there's some real science behind it. I think I'm page 184 here. It's abracadabra. But it's not that part yet. It's around here somewhere. Well, let's see. I think it's around 184. I'm just making sure. I think it starts here. The 3 degrees of the ancient mysteries were, with few exceptions, given in chambers which represented the 3 great centers of the human and universal bodies. If possible, the temple itself was constructed in the form of the human body. The candidate entered between the feet and received the highest degree in the point corresponding to the brain. Thus, the first degree was the material mystery, and its symbol was the generative system. It raised the candidate through the various degrees of concrete thought. The second degree was given in the chamber corresponding to the heart, but represented the middle power, which was the mental link. Here the candidate was initiated into the mysteries of abstract thought, and lifted as high as the mind was capable of penetrating. He then passed into the third chamber, which, analogous to the brain, occupied the highest position in the temple, but analogous to the heart was the greatest dignity. In the brain chamber, the heart mystery was given. Here, the initiate, for the first time, truly comprehended the meaning of those immortal words. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As there are the 7 hearts in the brain, so there are 7 brains in the heart. But that is a matter of superphysics, of which little can be said at the present time. 7 brains and 7 hearts. That's more than one. The initiates of old warned their disciples that an image is not a reality, but merely the objectification of a subjective idea. The image of the gods were not designed to be objects of worship, but were to be regarded merely as emblems or reminders of invisible powers and principles. Similarly, the body of man must not be considered as an individual, but only as the house of the individual, in the same manner that the temple was the house of God. In a state of grossness and perversion, man's body is the tomb or prison of a divine principle. In a state of unfoldment and regeneration, it is the house or sanctuary of the deity, by whose creative powers it was fashioned. Personality is suspended upon a thread from the nature of being, declares the secret work. Man is essentially a permanent and immortal principle. Only his body passed through the cycle of birth and death. The immortal is the reality. The mortal is the unreality. During each point of earth life, reality thus dwells in unreality, to be liberated from it temporarily by death and permanently by illumination. That's light, knowledge. Alright, here's where it starts to get real deep. Alright, I have to start with a paragraph. While generally regarded as polytheists, the pagans gained this reputation not because they worshipped more than one god, but rather because they personified the attributes of this god. thereby creating a pantheon of posterior deities, each manifesting a part of what the one God manifested as a whole. The various pantheons of ancient religions, therefore, actually represent the catalog and personified attributes of deity. In this respect, they correspond to the hierarchies of the Hebrew Kabbalists. All the gods and goddesses of antiquity consequently have their analogies in the human body, as have also the elements, planets, and constellations which were assigned as proper vehicles for these celestials. 4 body centers are assigned to the elements, the 7 vital organs to the planets, the 12 principal parts and members to the zodiac, the invisible parts of man's divine nature to various supramundane deities, while the hidden God was declared to manifest through the marrow and the bones. It is difficult for many to realize that there are actual universes, that their physical bodies are a visible nature through the structure of which countless waves of evolving life are unfolding their latent potentialities. Yet through man's physical body, not only are a mineral, a plant, and an animal kingdom evolving, but also unknown classifications, unknown classifications, and divisions of invisible spiritual life. Just as cells are infinitesimal units in the structure of man, so man is an infinitesimal unit in the structure of the universe. A theology based upon the knowledge and appreciation of these relationships is as profoundly just as it is profoundly true. A man's physical body has 5 distinct and important extremities: 2 legs, 2 arms, and a head, of which the last governs the first 4. The number 5 has been accepted as a symbol of man. By its 4 corners, the pyramid symbolizes the arms and legs, and by its apex, the head, thus indicating that one rational power controls 4 irrational corners. The hands and feet are used to represent the 4 elements, of which the 2 feet are earth and water, and the 2 hands, fire and air. The brain then symbolizes the sacred 5th element, ether, which controls and unites the other 4. If the feet are placed together and the arms outspread, man then symbolizes the cross with a rational intellect as the head or upper limb. The fingers and toes also have special significance. The toes represent the 10 commandments of the physical law, and the fingers the 10 commandments of the spiritual law. The 4 fingers of each hand represent the 4 elements, and the 3 phalanges of each finger represent the division of the elements, so that in each hand there are 12 parts to the fingers, which are analogous to the signs of the zodiac, whereas the 2 phalanges and base of each thumb signify the threefold deity. The first phalange corresponds to the creative aspect, the second to the preservative aspect, and the base to the generative and destructive aspect. When the hands are brought together, Samastigigi, the result is the 24 elders and the 6 days of creation. In symbolism, the body is divided vertically into halves, the right half being considered as light, and the left hand as darkness. By those unacquainted with the true meanings of light and darkness, the light half was denominated spiritual, and the left half material. Light is a symbol of objectivity, darkness of subjectivity. Light is a manifestation of life and is therefore posterior to life. That which is anterior to light is darkness, in which light exists temporarily, but darkness permanently. As life precedes light, its only symbol is darkness, and darkness is considered as a veil which must eternally conceal the true nature of abstract and undifferentiated being. In ancient times, men fought with their right arms and defended the vital centers with their left arms, on which was carried the protecting shield. The right half of the body was regarded therefore as offensive, and the left half defensive. For this reason also the right side of the body was considered masculine, and the left side feminine. Several authorities are of the opinion that the present prevalent right-handedness of the race is the outgrowth of the custom of holding the left hand in restraint for defensive purposes. Furthermore, as the source of being is in the primal darkness which preceded light, so the spiritual nature of man is in the dark part of his being, for the heart is on the left side. So therefore, when you're standing out there in nature, you are the active ingredient, the tetragrammaton, the fork, the spiral, and the spin. This land is your land. This land is my land. It goes like that. ABC 1, 2, 3. It's easy.